morning, everyone. My name is Eric Jungers, and today I'll be presenting on qSensor. So just a little bit about me. I'm a pre-dental student here, and I've always been interested in dentistry since pre-K up until now. I've worked over the last 4 years as a dental assistant, and that's how I got involved in my device. So being an entrepreneur and recognizing the world around us, I've just become cognizant of all the different devices like heart monitoring devices, glucose monitoring devices, and like fitness watches, and just seeing how I could involve this into dentistry is something that I recognized when shadowing a pediatric dentist, and recognizing that childhood cavities are the #1 leading cause of most chronic childhood illness in children ages 6 through 19, according to the CDC. And just recognizing that tooth decay is almost entirely preventable is a big part of the problem that I discovered. And prevention is another aspect that I realized if you can spend $1 on prevention, it can save you $8 to $50 in restorative and emergency procedures. Kids are also losing time in the classroom, and 3 out of 5 children are affected. So what I did was revolutionize pediatric oral health by creating this device called the qSensor, which would give you an educational tool at the touch of a finger for prevention in these high-risk patients. And by tracking these oral health habits, there could be targeted dental care for patients through the app that I am working on developing, and through the pH sensor itself, which is like a retainer, and there's a picture in the next slides. And this would be presented in a Stefan graph format. The reason I targeted pH is because when you have sugar and bacteria in your mouth, it causes an acidic mouth, which ultimately leads to decay. And every time you drink like a sugary beverage, your mouth drops below the threshold of 5.5 pH, and that's where you start to get decay, and it takes 20 to 25 minutes to get back to that healthy level. So every time you sip on something, your mouth's gonna drop below that level. So looking at the customer segment in the United States, I found that there's 73 million children, and nearly 42% of children are affected by cavities. So that's around 30 million adolescents. When I looked at different competitors on the market, I found a few different devices that are all a little bit different. So the Halo device is this first one on the top, which is just a pH sensor that connects to a Bluetooth app on your phone. The Food Marble is like a digestive gut health sensor here, and then the mouthwatch is intraoral camera that is used in dental offices. So my device would be a little bit different. It's this bottom one that would connect to an app and track pH levels in pediatric patients. And my goal is to have it cost around $160, which may seem like a lot of money, especially when a lot of people that are experiencing this are low-income patients. So I've looked into different options for preventative care, and that insurance companies may help pay for this, as well as making it like HSA and FSA eligible, such as this ring that I saw an ad for, and making it affordable for everyone so they can afford it. So this past semester, I've done 30 different customer discoveries and just continued to understand better ways to craft this device. I've kind of pivoted from like a Hall crown to this retainer method, and just creating a simple yet powerful device that can help parents educate their children and dentists educate children is very important. And I've just explored like different things at the engineering library, like pH sensors, just to get more insight into this. So my future aspirations for the qSensor, just continue to work on a prototype, research, partnering with a biomedical engineer, executing my business plan, jumping hurdles in the future with like the FDA and ADA, and then coming up with a physical working prototype. And then beyond pediatric dentistry, I think there's also a market in many other areas that affect your oral health. So this is my value proposition. Unlike any other device on the market, the qSensor is a series of health initiative devices that will revolutionize the way people understand their oral health at a touch of a finger. Thank you for listening.
So I didn't get a real clear understanding of how the patients would be using this. Is this something, do they put it in and sleep with it, or do they wear it all day?
Yeah, so it would be like kind of like a retainer, and it'd have those sensors in there. So they would get it through their dental office that they go to, and the dentist would be the one that gives it to them, and then it would connect to the app. The sensor would be able to show those readings on the graph.
So do you anticipate they'd wear it all day long for a number of days and then like review with the dentist?
So hopefully they would like schedule back like 2 or 3 months out and just kind of like keep meeting with their dentist as needed to see what kind of treatment plan they can have, because there's really nothing that they're using right now that involves technology to educate patients. So that's my goal.
But they would wear it all day long?
Yeah, yep, to have the readings.
So even when they're eating?
They would have to take that when they're eating, but then they would kind of see when those pH levels are most impacting their oral health.
And so it would be people that had, like, children that had a high number of cavities would be the target?
Yeah, that would be the
Okay.
target.
Thank you.
Yep.
I think that's going to be the challenge, is that the kids with cavities don't have insurance, they don't have the money to pay for this type thing. I don't know if you thought about that.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've looked into like the preventative aspect. If insurance companies would cover it, that would be one of the goals. Otherwise, making it like covered by like your health savings account. That's another thing I kind of looked into, because with that fitness ring that they have, that's covered by HSA. So I was like, maybe that's a possibility for people to make it more affordable.
Have you explored what regulations will then come into play if you're trying to make this
That's
thing?
something that I've kind of looked into down the road with like the FDA and stuff. I know that there's going to be a lot of hurdles down the road with that. So after I kind of come up with a prototype, that will be a future challenge.
You shared kind of your estimated price for this. Did I not catch like kind of the cost you expect for this?
Yeah, around $160 is
Okay.
kind of what I want to keep it to make it.
For the price or the cost to make it?
Oh, to make it
Yeah.
physically, I think it would cost around like $30 or $40 to physically make it, and then sell it for $160 on the market. Yep.
Expand on your customer discovery. Like, who are those people?
Yeah, so I've met with a lot of my friends are like in the pre-med or like dental world, so I've kind of gotten their perspectives. I've also worked with a pediatric dentist and then like general dentist that I work with, and then just like other people in the class. When I did like a booth at one of the events that we had, I got some customer discovery there. So yeah, just like a lot of medical people, I would say.
Any in your target market?
I've talked to a few different friends like that have kids, just to get their perspectives, probably like 5 people.
All right, I think that'll do it. Thank you so much.